For today's video, I wanted to show you the dust devil that I got hit by while I was out sailing on the lake. But before I get to that, let me just kind of set the stage a little bit. So you can see it's pretty windy. There's a few white caps that have formed and some small waves. So right now I am heading south, and I am on the north end of the reservoir. And at my lake, the north end is very shallow. That's where the river feeds the lake. And then the south end is 136 feet deep, and that's where the dam is on the south end of the reservoir. So I'm heading south into the wind, beating into the wind, and you can see I'm reefed, and I also have my smaller 80% jib. And you might think, well, the boat's moving kind of slow considering how much wind there is, and you would be right. So right now the boat has developed terrible lee helm, and I'm pretty sure that's because I have been fouled on the centerboard by some Eurasian milfoil. And so we have a problem with Eurasian milfoil at my reservoir, and of course, you know, it reaches up from the bottom. And so I usually stay on the south end where it's deeper, and so you'll see clumps kind of floating around. But of course on the north end, it's, you know, reaching up from the bottom, and I think I just got some snagged either on the centerboard or probably on the line that you use to pull the centerboard up. So, you know, I'm dragging this milfoil behind me. It slows the boat down. It creates a ton of lee helm, so the boat really just wants to turn away from the wind, bear away, and just sail downwind. It's all it wants to do right now. And so, you know, I'm putting in a ton of rudder. So the last time that I got hit by a dust devil was at Eagle Nest Reservoir in New Mexico, and it looked like this. It was a severe dust devil, and really got the boat heeling. I was sailing full mainsail with the smaller jib, wing on wing, so just totally lucky that the boom didn't come over. So on this day, you know, of course I could see the dust devil on shore because, you know, it stirs up all that dust. But when it comes over the water, of course the dust dissipates. There's no dust being kicked up, and, you know, it's not strong enough to form a water spout or anything. So you really don't see it unless you are looking at the water, and you'll see like a little black spot, and it, you know, it looks like this bubbling cauldron of water. And hey, there's a fish that just jumped. Oh, look at that. Very cool. So, you know, you can see it coming at the boat, and this one, you know, is not as bad as the one at Eagle Nest, but, you know, I'm looking at the wind vane trying to figure out what the rotation is, because, you know, ideally you'd be kind of heading into it. You don't want to be hit by it broadside. And so it passes by, and, you know, here's another camera angle of it, and you can kind of see, you know, the head sail shaking and the main sheet tackle, you know, moving back and forth. And so, you know, it was pretty severe, but not, you know, crazy bad. Certainly not as bad as the last one in New Mexico. So after it passed, you know, I continued on my sail, and overall, you know, really nice conditions. I mean, it's always nice to have a good breeze blowing, but with the centerboard fouled, it is a little bit of a challenge to head into the wind and make my way back to the marina. And so you can see, you know, I'm putting in, normally when the boat heels, it develops a lot of weather helm. And so usually I'm pulling the tiller handle toward me to keep the boat from rounding up. But in this case, you know, you can see I'm kind of pushing it away from me. I'm trying to keep the boat from basically heading downwind. And so, yeah, you know, really overall, I mean, great sailing conditions, a lot of fun. Got some good heeling in. You know, I wish the boat hadn't been fouled with the milfoil, because it would have been a lot faster and, you know, made for some more exciting sailing. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you have to just overcome the challenges that are presented. And, again, overall, it was a great sail. So with a lot of concentration and keeping a very close eye on my boat speed, I was able to make my way upwind and safely back to the marina. Alright, well, as always, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.